So a few days ago, I picked up a hitchhiker on the Trans-Canada Highway. Like you would do, you get chatting. He don't look like he's from anywhere around here. He wasn't. He was from Serbia. And not only was he from Serbia hitchhiking in Newfoundland, but he tells me he's been to 113 countries and he's been hitchhiking for 16 years going all around. I was like, this is the most fascinating hitchhiker I've ever picked up. Asked me to come on to the podcast. He said he would love to. So today's episode is Nenad. I think that I'm saying it right. He's from Serbia. He's been to 113 countries, and I picked him up in WhitBourne. Here it is.
Sit back, let's have us a chat. Tell me more. Where you been and what you at? Tell me more.
So you told me your name when I picked you up a few days ago, and I want to see if I got it. Nenad?
It's Nenad.
Nenad.
Yes.
Yes. Nenad.
Nenad. And
Nenad.
yes, and in my language it means unexpected.
Ooh,
So,
unexpected.
It usually matches my personality or something. I always come unexpected as I hitchhike most of the time. So
Right.
people didn't expect me in their life, I think.
Yeah, that's amazing. So for anyone to most people who follow me are gonna know you. I picked you up a few days ago on the Trans-Canada Highway.
Yes. I was just there, standing unexpected to you, I guess. And,
You're there in St. John's, and you're like,
yeah, I was holding my St. John's sign,
yeah. And so you jump in, and you tell me you're from Serbia.
Yes. Yep.
And you've been traveling the world for the last 16 years.
Correct. Yep.
That is unbelievable, man.
Well, it's not so unbelievable to me. I mean, as everything in life, you just start doing something and then you continue doing it. And if you spend years doing it, at the end, I mean, you'll get more kilometers. We all have some sort of routine in our lives. So for me, this is something that is kind of like a routine. I wake up. I brush my teeth, I get ready, and I just go hitchhiking, and then I go from one place to another, so it's my routine.
Yeah.
And in that way, every day, I add 200, 300 kilometers, maybe sometimes 50, sometimes 0. I mean, depends or something, but yeah.
I get that recording, right? Red light on that?
I guess so, yeah. Am I being recorded? Yeah, I can see. I can see the bars out of my voice. Yeah.
No, it's great.
My voice is real. Yeah.
It's dude, that's amazing, man. That's so. What's so interesting is sometimes we do whatever it is we do in life. It becomes so normal to us.
Yeah.
That it's hard.
Yeah,
you lose how maybe fascinating or incredible or impressive it is to.
Yeah, there is a different definition of normal. So for me, it's not really normal to spend half of my life working 9 to 5. I rather choose to make some balance. And I work, from time to time, I stop somewhere, I work, and I do it for maybe a year. And that's it, this kind of routine is for me, enough to have it for a year.
So it's not constant. You're not...
Yeah, not constantly, yeah.
Right, there are times you stop and you bunker down for a little bit to bank up some money, I
guess,
before
exactly.
you go in.
Mm-hmm.
So what are some different jobs that you've worked at along your travels?
Oh, well, there are many, many different things I've done. I've been working in a hotel as a manager in Latvia, without speaking any Latvian.
No.
I've been teaching English in China. I've been working in a travel agency based on ecological tourism in Indonesia. I've been teaching a bunch of spoiled kids in Colombia. I've been working in Oman as a web designer and creator of. I was making trips for some travel company and stuff. And from time to time I work online. I do different things with digital marketing and some other things mainly now lately. I'm trying to do with some travel companies for African trips. Since I spent years in Africa and
That's incredible.
There are many different jobs that I've done. I've been also selling potatoes for one entire day in Tajikistan. So it's
Where?
In Tajikistan.
Where is that?
Tajikistan is in Central Asia. It's a country between Afghanistan and Kyrgyzstan. And China is somewhere there. If you continue going further east. This was on my way when I was hitchhiking from Serbia to China, which is completely another story to tell. But I've done a lot of long hitchhiking trips, and
That is straight. So like I haven't even tell this country before. Like you know what I mean. So like it's
Yeah, well,
how many countries in total have you been in?
Right now, I've been to 113 countries.
No way.
So yeah, but I'm going slowly. Like somebody can do like all the countries in the world in a couple of years. Like, but I've been just spending my years exploring them, like like slowly, because I like to immerse myself into different cultures. I like
really
to learn
embrace it.
about people. I like to stay with people. I like to really feel the life, like of different people, and I like these random connections that I have with people from all over the world, and I like to focus on similarities that we all have rather than differences. I mean, differences are already in the news. If you watch any kind of medias, like they will scare us with differences, like with countries. But everywhere I go, like I meet nice people, and like I believe. I mean, my world is quite different. I mean, it's much nicer place than the world that most of people believe they live in, because I try to overcome all the differences, and it's not so difficult to overcome if you have a nice connection with anyone.
I feel that, man. I agree. I'm nowhere near as traveled as you are, but in my little bit of travel that I have done, I completely agree with all of that. And you always find people are more similar than they are different, and everyone has some similarities somewhere. Like there's common ground with anyone. You can find it. And
yeah, exactly.
Once you find that common ground, then you can usually find more common ground from there. And yeah, it's a beautiful
it's a beautiful
way to think and
to see the
life.
world, I think.
Yeah, man.
To get us all connected and get us all closer together, and I think everyone should, at least once in their life, step out of this comfort zone, of this kind of box that kind of keeps us sheltered, I guess, and experience something, because we can open our mind a little bit, to different ideas, different cultures, and in that way, I think people would understand each other better. I that's what I believe. I mean,
couldn't agree more.
Yeah.
Is there anything about a certain culture, a certain type of people that kind of surprised you, or anything like that? I mean, for example, is there a culture maybe you had some negative feelings towards or perceptions, and then you got to know them and you're like, oh, and you kind of surprised you or anything?
There are many places that we approach with prejudice, so I try to break these prejudice and stereotypes, by trying to by getting to know the people. I like to give a chance to different places, and there are many places that's in media are portrayed as some kind of crazy places. Don't go there and stuff. And then in reality, I mean, we are all just people after all. So I mean, there are certain cultures that I don't personally feel connected with. But this is not a reason not to try to understand their point of view. I mean, I wouldn't. There are many things. I mean, I wouldn't ever do. But I always like to try to learn. To try to understand their point of view, to see why they live the way they live, and to find some common ground. I don't have to agree with someone, but for me, it's also it's a nice way to learn about the world. About the history, about the cultures, about languages. I also like languages, so I believe when I learn different languages, it brings me closer to certain cultures.
How many languages do you speak?
I can speak 6.5.
No way.
It's 6.5.
So you speak English quite well. Is English your how did you learn English? Was that your native language?
Well, English is mandatory in Serbia. We have to learn it from the grade 1. I mean, when I was there, it was from grade 3, but now we learn it when from the kindergarten. I mean,
right.
And in Serbia, we learn in school we learn 2 foreign languages. So besides Serbian. We learned an English. I mean, in my school we learned Russian, although I haven't really remembered it much in the school because we we didn't have the most stimulating teacher, like let's say it in a nice way, like because yeah.
Was Serbia? Did Serbia used to be a part of Russia?
No. We're part of Yugoslavia, like so. Yugoslavia is like it was a country. It was a big country, and now kind of separated. It got separated like in since 1991.
Yeah.
Into 6 or 7 countries, depends who you ask.
Oh,
Like
right.
for
One of those
political
things.
correctness. Yes.
Yeah.
But Russia has got separated, and at the same time, like like into I believe 15 different countries. And then Czechoslovakia got, like separated as well. Like so, a lot of people from
Right.
North America make all this confusion, between with all these countries from Eastern Europe. Like my country changed name 4 times ever since I was born. Like,
What?
so
Really?
Yeah.
So
we were first Yugoslavia, then second Yugoslavia, then we were Serbia and Montenegro, and then like when Montenegro became separated, we were Serbia. Since 2006, we exist under the name of Serbia. And
nice.
yeah.
So I'll. Everyone has different styles and different ways to go about interviews, and I'm still new to this. But I kind of like not researching too much.
Yeah,
That way,
it's fun.
when I ask,
Mhm.
like I'm getting it.
Yeah,
like,
we should
you know,
get people like surprised.
Yeah, and I kind of like to hear
Mhm.
like that and kind
Yeah,
of
about like many countries that we don't know about, and many different cultures.
yeah.
I mean, people have what I notice in many countries, yeah, people are afraid of unknown. Like they're afraid of something they don't that is different from their culture.
Of course.
But I try to approach to every different cultures with open minds.
Yeah.
Like, and I did see like many strange things, let's say many strange customs. Like for example, like in Tibetan culture, like there is a ceremony called the sky burial. So I was lucky, I believe, like to have attended, like one such ceremony. Like they burn dead bodies and then they feed the vultures with their dead bodies. Like so they believe that the flesh should go like back to the sky or something.
Where's this?
Well, it's in a Tibetan regions of China. I mean, like in in province of Tibet and also province of Sichuan, which used to be like used to belong to Tibet in a past. Or
Well,
something.
they got too many people for graveyards, anyways.
Yes. That's one way to think of it. Yeah.
Right? Like, is like I was saying that to my buddy the
Yeah,
other
we-
day. I was like, we're just driving by, and it's like a bunch of different graveyards for St. John's, everything. It was just like, yeah, man, like this is soon coming to an end here. We only got like 500,000 people here. Like,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
they got,
Like, we end up
they
paying
got, like,
after
1.5 million or
even
something.
after we die. I mean, like we get debt not for our life only. I mean,
yeah. People own more real estate when they're dead than when they're alive, for God's sake.
Yes.
Some people. Right?
Yeah, so they solved that problem, I guess.
So what's the culture in Serbia? Like, is it like what's life like in Serbia? I'll be honest, like I know absolutely nothing about Serbia.
Serbia is it's a small country. Well, for compared to North America, but we are like 7 million people. Like,
Okay.
like we are a part of Eastern Europe, and there are many other small countries. We are bordered with 8 countries. Like and
Are you landlocked?
we are landlocked.
You're landlocked, yeah.
We have been landlocked since 2006. Yeah, before that we used to have some sea. Before that we used to have more sea, but then
So every time you guys break up,
we get smaller and smaller.
smaller and smaller. Are the breakups like nasty?
The first
is there
breakup
wars
was nasty.
involved, or-
After that, like it was just like it was less nasty, right?
Less
Let's say.
nasty, more
Yeah.
mutual, yeah.
Yes,
Uh,
it's more mutual agreement. But people in the Balkans, let's say,
You're not at war
we are-
right now.
no. I mean, we are. I would say like people all over the Balkans. They're very friendly, but you would never say that because they have like a rough appearance from outside. They look tough, but they are like very warm-hearted.
Serbians?
And very, Serbians, Bosnians, Croatians, like Albanians, all over, all our neighbors. Like they're known for their generosity. They're like like they're very kind people, and like especially as a foreigner, if you come to visit, like you would feel very nice. I mean, that's what many foreigners told me. Like I've been I've been also hosting many foreigners through the platform called Couchsurfing, which is kind of hospitality exchange website that kind of stimulated me to travel because I'm able to interact with many different cultures. So I have hosted in Serbia, like I've hosted a lot of people in Serbia, over 200 from many different parts of the world. So like I'm telling things from their perspective, like what they have felt, what they have told me, like how they felt. So we are also known for our stubbornness, like
A lot of cultures are.
well, we are more. I
But
think I would say like we are more stubborn than average
Okay.
countries, like and so sometimes people will really stick to their like opinion, and even if they know it's something wrong with it, they will still fight for their opinion. So
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
so they will be the nicest people to you until you disagree with something.
Right,
Like
right,
they will
right.
stand their ground. Like no, it's like that. So we have like national identity crisis in the Balkans because all of us believe we came there first. Like so, and like it's kind of children's. So it's an interesting place to explore. To learn and to relearn, like because if you travel to 7 different countries or 8 different countries in the Balkans, you will hear different versions of history, like which is quite funny.
Of course. Yeah.
And yeah,
Yeah, man. So what was it that inspired you? Like, okay, when you left, you say you've been traveling now for 16 years.
yes.
Like,
Out of that, like 13.
how did that begin? Were you just like, was your idea just like, I'm just going to leave Serbia and go to another country and see what happens? Or like, was it your idea to be like, I want to see the world? Or like, did you have any idea how long you would be doing this? Like,
I've never planned to travel for so long. I mean,
Right.
like for the first 3 years of my travel, I've done a lot of trips around Europe. So like I've been going back and forth, and I've been visiting a lot of places around Europe because I wanted to meet my neighbors and learn about life through their perspective. And then I wanted to meet their neighbors, and by using couchsurfing and staying with local people in all these countries, it actually this is the one of the things that stimulated me to travel, because I really enjoyed this connections that I had with people.
Yep.
I mean, I could bring something from my culture and share with their culture. So I would usually like maybe bring something from my country, or share something, or like like some small souvenirs, or like I also learned how to cook. I mean, but cooking Serbian dishes, it's kind of like more time consuming, so I don't really do this very often.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, I try to share something, like from my world, and it's very nice. I mean, I never actually planned to stay on the road for so long, but once I left Europe, like I just continued on, and I left Europe in the beginning of 2012, and I hitchhiked to China. Like at that time, I was just planning to go to China, and like it. Then I ended up staying in Asia for 5 years, because I just liked so many different cultures. Asia is a continent, is the most diverse continent in the world that you can find, because like there's so many different,
So many people for
so
one.
many people, and then so many different cultures and like ways of life and religions and customs, and there is like like Islam and Buddhism and Taoism and different sorts of Christianity and like different sorts of other religion, and all of them, they have like something of something unique.
Yeah.
Like
Well, I was telling you on the drive here that I've been back-to-back years in Thailand,
Mhm.
and like just and that's complete different way of life than here in
Mhm.
Newfoundland, obviously, and I love it. I absolutely love it, and I just got the slightest taste. Like I haven't even gotten to the other neighboring countries, which I would like to do now. Which I didn't think I would, but after being there now I have
But
interest.
didn't you have like some small curiosity, like what is beyond the border of Thailand, to see the?
Not
If you look,
not too much when I was there, because I was only there for 6 weeks
Mhm.
the first time, 10 weeks the next time, and
But you could add one extra week and visit maybe Cambodia.
But but I kind of like both times I came back, it was time to come back,
Hmm.
and I was like, there's so much in Thailand to see and to do for
Yeah,
the
of
way
course.
right? So
Yes.
like, because you
I agree.
get the north with the jungles and the mountains, and then in Bangkok and in the center, and then you go down south with the beaches and in Phuket and Krabi and all these different areas, and like so I was really interested in like just spend a couple weeks in each different part of the country,
Yeah, it makes sense.
and
Also.
and then like Thailand feels very safe, and it's like Thailand's a perfect for somebody like me, anyways. That's like because Newfoundland, man. Like I know you've only been here now like a couple days, right? A few days, but like you'll like if you haven't noticed already, it's the whitest place in the galaxy. It's
Yeah, that's true. Actually,
it's
now when you
very
mention,
white
yeah.
here. It's extremely white, and it's like the culture is very the same across the province and whatever, and it is what it is. So I find, you're very sheltered here, essentially.
Yes,
It's not,
that's what I noticed actually. Like
Yeah,
people feel like
so, like,
more
almost-
sheltered, like less likely. I mean, they're very kind and very friendly and stuff.
right,
But it takes more time, like to maybe open up.
right. So where it's not like we're in some big multicultural city
Mhm.
here. So like Thailand is like a great like introduction country to Asia. I feel
Yes.
because
Yes, it's like Asia for beginners.
exactly.
Mhm.
Right. So
Yeah.
it was kind of
Yeah,
like
yeah, it
getting your
makes you
feet wet,
feel
and then
comfortable. Mhm.
so I spent 16 weeks there now.
Yeah. I
And
see.
so now it's like, okay, now I'd feel comfortable maybe to try Vietnam or South Korea or wherever it may
yes,
be. You know
yes,
what I mean?
yes, I understand.
Yeah.
But when I went to Asia, like my introduction to Asia was Iran.
Really?
Yeah, because I went by road, so I was traveling.
That's so interesting because I keep thinking in my head
Yeah.
Iran is Middle East, but it's not. It's
Yes,
Asia.
well, Middle East is Asia. I mean, most of the Middle East.
Right. See.
You know, like
yeah,
when you-
yeah, fair enough.
I mean, culturally, it's very different than Asia. But then, when you get past Iran, then you enter Central Asia. It's, it's the continent starts getting Asianized, or I don't know how to.
Yeah.
how to say it. Like, I don't know.
I know what you mean.
But yeah,
Everyone knows what you mean.
yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
it's like culture changes like the moment you cross to Turkey. I hitchhiked from Serbia when the last country in Europe is Bulgaria, or let's say Turkey, because Turkey is like partially in Europe, partially in Asia. Once you cross the bridge through Istanbul, you're already in Asia.
Right.
And then Asia begins. Although in Turkey you don't feel it because culturally they are much closer to Europe. But then the more east you go, you feel all this kind of melting pot of cultures, and it's very interesting. And like on that road that I did, like from Serbia to China, I followed the ancient Silk Road, which is like the way how they were transporting silk from China, from Xi'an, the city in China, like all the way to Europe, by using caravans and staying in all these kind of enormous ancient guest houses that are still there, like they call it caravanserai, like in all these Stan countries, after Iran, I went to Afghanistan, Tajikistan, Kyrgyzstan, Kazakhstan, and all these countries, they have these remainings from those times, and it's so fascinating to see like these places from ancient history that are still there, like they're and the lifestyle in some of those countries, seem like very distant. So you have really a feeling that you have stepped somewhere in history, like that you have teleported yourself somewhere else.
Has there ever been a road or like a certain part of your travel where it was like you felt a little sketchy or on edge, or maybe a little defeated or worried you weren't going to get picked up anywhere? Or was there ever a situation where you didn't feel safe or anything? Or
speaking about Asia, I didn't feel that because Asia is a very safe continent.
it is.
Starting from Middle East, Central Asia to East Asia, people are very kind and friendly, and they. I never really felt unsafe in this area, but in Tajikistan,
anywhere.
like for example in Tajikistan, I did feel like a little bit like worried, let's say, because there is a section called Pamir Highway, which is one of the most remote roads in the world.
And you hitchhiked that road?
Yeah, I hitchhiked that road. It's like almost like 1,000 kilometers of nothing.
Nothing.
Yeah.
And you're going to Labrador, man. I'm telling you.
Yes,
you're
I
gonna
think this.
feel that again.
Yeah, this is why I'm curious about Labrador. Like they told me there is like 1,000 kilometers of flies and mosquitoes.
Oh man, the
so
flies,
I guess
dude,
it's
the
even
flies.
worse than nothing.
Yeah, like don't worry about the wolves. Don't worry about the coyotes. It's the flies. You got
Yeah. This is what people keep telling me, and stuff. So like
fly spray, fly.
So, this kind of Pamir Highway is one of the highest elevated roads in the world, like over 4,000 meters. It's fascinatingly beautiful, it's amazing. But yeah, I was waiting there like for like the whole day something to appear, like eventually something appeared, and then when you catch a ride it lasts for 3 days, like you're just traveling. And the highway, like they call it highway, but it's actually like dirt roads most of the time, like, and you're going like 20 kilometers an hour, and you just feel all your kidneys and organs, like that you maybe didn't think of them before, but then you say, okay, I have kidneys still, yeah, and stuff,
What do you mean? Because of the change of elevation?
No, not
or
elevation,
the
because
bumpy
it's
road?
a bumpy road, like.
Wow.
And so yeah, there was, for example, one place that I traveled that was quite remote and different and distant. Another one is like I spent also 3 years in Africa. I traveled Africa. North to south, south to west, west to east.
Did you
by
hit every country
hitchhiking.
in Africa?
Yes. No, not in every country.
Okay.
I've been to only 20 countries.
In
But Africa has like 54 countries. But I took my time because, like I spent maybe 3 months per country because I was curious. I wanted to meet I wanted to visit different places.
Right.
So anyway, one of the most difficult roads I've done in Africa, was it was not a road actually, but it was a river. Because I was in DRC, Democratic Republic of Congo, which is one of the most difficult countries to plan your trips, because there is like very little of infrastructure there. The roads exist on Google Maps, but they don't exist in reality most of the year.
Right.
Sometimes when it's dry, they appear somewhere. Sometimes, but most of the people who would like to travel between the places, they go by plane if they can afford it. If not, they go by boat. So I took a boat that lasted, the journey that lasted 28 days, and we covered 1,700 kilometers. For 28 days. We were going 4 kilometers per hour. Yeah, had I been walking, I would have walked faster. Okay, there is no place to walk there, of course, but yeah, we went, and that trip was one of the most fascinating, experiences that I've had, because I felt like being in another world. Like everything was so different. There was no signal, no phone signal. We were just in the middle of the jungle where there's nothing around. People were preparing us food, which was like crocodiles, snakes, monkeys, like turtles, and some other kinds of fish and whatever.
Did you ever get like very close to any wild exotic animals in Africa, like any lions or tigers or hippos or?
Yes.
Did you ever feel unsafe?
Yes.
Did you ever get so close you felt unsafe around any animals? Or?
Well, once we went walking through the jungle and saw some elephants, and I felt
wild
a little
elephants?
bit. Yeah. Well, they're always
jungle? Yeah,
they're
okay,
all
fair
wild
enough, yeah.
elephants everywhere.
Yeah.
You normally do like a range safari trips.
Yeah.
That you can see all these wild animals from the road. But sometimes, like if you're in the middle of nowhere, and sometimes you can see like a lot of other wild animals. And luckily, I haven't seen a lion just by walking.
Luckily, yeah.
Had I seen it, maybe I wouldn't be here now to talk about.
I hear
this
too,
stuff.
like if you show up and you're around like a big cat, and like in your Jeep or like in your vehicle, it's kind of like the cat looks at the vehicle and everyone in it like as one big unit, and you're kind of safe. But the second you get out of the vehicle, that's when you're not safe. Like
Probably. Well, you shouldn't get out of the vehicle if you see a wild animal. I assume.
Yeah. But I mean, they don't usually attack the car or like they don't.
They use like they use this in many countries. They use these safari cars, like with open windows and stuff. And
Yeah,
yeah.
But that's what I'm saying because I was
But
always
you can-
terrified of that idea because I figured the cat's gonna jump in, right?
It's
Because
possible,
it's
but-
open, but apparently that's not a.
But it doesn't really happen.
Doesn't
that
really
often,
happen, yeah.
It's
And I was kind of
depends,
surprised to hear
yeah.
that it doesn't happen.
But there is a way, like they can close this kind of like
Yeah.
things. So yeah. When you mention unsafe, like I've been to most. I mean, like I've been to a lot of countries, but I think there is different. I don't know, different. How to say. Different measures of safety and like
Yeah.
what is safe, what is not, or something. So I've been mugged once. Actually, it
You've
happened.
been mugged.
Yes.
Where
yes.
were you mugged?
And it happened in the United States. Like out of all places, and I.
Of course. What state do you know? Do you know what
It
state
was in California, in Los Angeles.
California.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I can't wait to talk to Josephine about this. I can't.
I went to a lot
is
of
great.
a lot of places. I went all over Latin America. They consider many places in Latin America unsafe. I went to Honduras, to I don't know, like Venezuela. I lived in Colombia. I went to Haiti and stuff. But when you're there, like you kind of, if you pay attention, in most of Latin America, I would say, you can kind of like recognize and like you can tell maybe like. So if you're reckless, like then maybe something will happen to you. But if you use some common sense and like avoid like empty streets after dark or empty streets in general.
So what was your
or, like,
situation when you got mugged? Was it late at night or?
Usually like whenever I travel, I try to finish, I try to be somewhere under some whatever shelter after 6 p.m. Which is usually after sunset. I mean, okay, here is sunset later, but anyway, like over there, I was waiting for my couchsurfing host to finish his work. He was busy somewhere, so like he told me to wait for him, and he was finishing around 11:30 or something. And so he picked me up somewhere. He parked his car, and from the place he parked his car, he always walks like 2 blocks. And he lives in that neighborhood because it's safe, like it's nothing ever happened. It's like it's a kind of area with like fancy houses, with cameras, with everything. So, in that area, like 4 guys came after us behind our backs, like and tried to steal our backpacks, like because we were walking with 2 backpacks. I mean, we didn't really look like very rich.
What
or
city
whatever.
was this in?
It was in Los Angeles.
Los Angeles,
Yes.
yeah.
Mm.
So
it's quite unusual, like that happens, in that. But like things can happen anywhere, I guess, at any time. It just, like from my experience, they don't happen that often as people talk about them.
Well, 16 years you're mugged
I've
once.
been like 16 years, traveling and stuff, and I've been on the road all the time, and I've been hitchhiking for maybe 13 years. For other years I've been driving, like, and sometimes I've been driving motorbikes and stuff. And, like nothing ever happened, on the road. Like, I hitched, I don't know, thousands and thousands of vehicles. And, like all of these people that I hitched with, I don't even count. If I would be counting, I don't have idea. I think I've hitchhiked more than like 500,000 kilometers, like in all my journeys, nothing ever happened. And why? I mean, because people are much nicer, like around the world than what is our idea. Because, like stories that we hear are bad stories and they don't happen often. They happen maybe once every, I don't know, like 3,000 rides or something.
That's a beautiful
or whatever,
message for people to hear, man. Like, it is very important for people to hear that, I feel.
People don't think that way.
Yeah, I know.
Like
I know.
bad things can happen anywhere, like, at any time, if we are not careful enough. Like it doesn't matter if I'm in Serbia crossing the street or if I'm somewhere in, like Angola or I don't know, Ethiopia or I don't know, Ecuador. If I'm just not, if I'm being reckless, if I'm, if I'm not being careful, like things can happen. Like, in some countries, people will run you over because they are just reckless drivers or something, like, or whatever, you can be in a car accident.
When you were getting mugged in LA, like, did like, did it get combative? Like, was there any weapons drawn? Did you
Well,
did,
they had.
did you get like a black eye
didn't.
or anything?
I didn't
Did you,
see any weapons. You know, they did have some pipe, so they hit me with this pipe on my legs. You know, but
and
they
did you
didn't.
fall down?
I fell down, but I didn't feel any pain. So I was thinking, okay, these guys just have a pipe. If that's like, yeah, they look like amateurs. So I was fighting for my bag. I didn't give them my bag. They stole the bag from my friends, you know, like, but they didn't show any weapons. They were just like, you know, they took his bag over, and there were three of them like trying to
Did he
kick
have a
me.
laptop or anything in his bag? Like,
I did have a laptop and my passport and, you know, this kind of
and
stuff.
you kept yours.
And I kept it. And like
Nice.
I kind of like shelter with the bag. And then three of them, like they came on to kick me and like, you know, punch me. But I still didn't feel anything. I was thinking, well, like, what are these guys doing? Like, you know, this is not the real.
Especially from Serbia, man. You're
so
tall as fuck.
so I told them, like, you know, like, I heard like they were speaking Spanish, you know, there was Hispanic people. So I told them, wait, I have money. I told them, like, you know, in Spanish, so I can like, you know, shift their attention from my bag into my pocket, you know, and I had like $17. I remember, all in $1 that felt like a lot of money in the dark. So the moment I gave them the money, I started yelling. They took the money and they left, you know, and then that's how it ended.
And then that was it.
And they stole my scarf. Actually, they opened my bag. They stole my scarf. They took my watch.
Yeah, you're in LA. You don't need a scarf.
Yeah, yeah. It was the winter was getting over, so yeah, they did me a favor. Yeah.
Yeah. Take it. I don't need it anyways. I'm in California.
Yeah.
Take the scarf.
Yeah. Later on, I gave the jacket anyway. I didn't need a jacket anymore because it was March, I think.
Yeah.
So,
I do. Like, and I see the backpack that you're going with. Like, it's not even like when people see people with backpack, they get them big backpacks.
Yeah,
You got like a school book bag.
Yeah, I travel with 7 or 8 kilos of things. You know, like now I have jacket because I'm in Canada, you know.
So, like,
but normally I would not even have a jacket. You know, like I would travel with essential things.
Right.
Like I travel with my laptop, my hard drive, you know, because I need it for work, because I work from time to time, you know, and I need it for that. And I also like to select my photos, and I like to watch movies from time to time. And I have like just essential things for my clothes, which is like toiletries and like clothes, which can always be washed. You know, in North America, I even need less clothes than general because you have here washers and dryers.
Yeah.
You know, they don't have dryers in the rest of the world. I have to wait for an entire day until the things get dry.
Right.
But here I can just do it like with one pair of you know, like shirt or pants or whatever. I just take my pajamas, I wait for the same things to get dry in the afternoon, and that's it. You know, like I don't need a lot.
Right.
You know, like I lost
I
my
love the
second shirt,
perspective,
so
man.
I was like,
Oh,
okay.
so nice.
You know, like it's easy. In other countries, you know, like they don't even have washing machines, but they have some people who would be washing, or I would hand wash like main things, you know, like, but you can always like, you know, if you don't have time, you can always pay someone to wash it for like a, you know, in Asia or Africa, you know, like there are people whose job is it to wash clothes. You know?
Yeah.
So you just pay them like something.
Yeah, man. When I was over in when I was in Phuket, Bangkok too, but we used to bring our laundry every, I don't know, 5 or 6 days and they would wash it, dry it, fold it, package it, and it was so cheap too.
Yeah,
like, it was, and it was
exactly.
a phenomenal.
You know,
job
like
they would
most
do.
of the world is much cheaper than Canada.
Yeah,
And
man.
that's what people don't realize.
Yeah.
You know, like when people want to travel, you know, like I met a lot of people, you know, by interacting in United States and Canada, they say, oh, I would like to travel, but I don't have money. You know, they don't realize that you can actually spend like much less traveling for a year, let's say in the Southeast Asia or like, I don't know, maybe, I don't know, Africa or like maybe Latin America, than you can spend for like half a year, like living in Canada or United States or something like, you know. It's, you know, traveling doesn't really have to involve a lot of money, but this is what people's main concern is, like, you know, to secure their comforts, you know, like they're you know, and I understand
And
that.
Newfoundland here is expensive, man. Like, because Canada's expensive, but Newfoundland, we're on an island, and islands are always more expensive.
Yes, of course.
And,
But you've been to Thailand. You've seen like, you know, like you can rent a fully furnished like a room next to the sea for $200 a month.
It's amazing, man.
You know, like, and then you can spend another maybe 200 for food. Okay, if you want to party, you spend a little bit more, which is still like, you know, much less than you would spend here, right?
Way less than what you'd spend here.
Yeah.
It's so expensive here, man.
Yeah.
Like, and like it's a real thing here. Like, it's a real problem here, like amongst Newfoundlanders and Canadians. feel like Americans are feeling it too, but like it's like it's all the politicians and stuff we're talking about. It's all people are complaining. Like the cost of living, it's always been bad, and since COVID, man, it's just like
Yes,
stupid.
that's what I've heard. That's what
It's
people kept
stupid,
telling me.
man.
Yeah. Mm,
When you so you come to Newfoundland, you took the ferry from Sydney to Port aux Basques.
correct.
You took that 5 or 6 nights ago, maybe 4 or 5 nights ago.
Something like that. Yeah.
So when was the very first time you heard about Newfoundland? Did you just find it on your own through Google? Did somebody tell you about it? And
Well,
like,
I knew
and
about it, but
was
it
there
never.
anything that inspired you to come here to Newfoundland, or
Yeah. I mean, like back home, especially in the place where I'm from, we never heard about Newfoundland.
right?
You
A
know,
lot
I mean,
of
like
people
people
don't.
know about Canada, and I mean, we need visa to travel to Canada. So when people go through all this, all this procedure of getting a visa, their main interest is just to go to maybe, one of these big cities like Toronto or Vancouver, and to see some of the main national parks. But since my travels are a little bit longer, I like to explore more, to get know about the culture. Of course, I was quite curious to get to know about this place, and learning also about the history. It made me quite interested to come and visit. And I didn't know much about this place until I went to Nova Scotia. And then by hitchhiking and interacting with people in Nova Scotia, many of them recommended me this place. I knew something, like some basics, and I was kind of curious, but not that curious. But then I started researching, like every time I'm in some place that is next to some other place, I'm just always curious what is next, what comes next, who are their neighbors, like how do they live, like what is their history, So then like I got more and more curious, and then I saw, like, for example, this Grossmorn that looks like very beautiful, and then I met also some other travelers who went here. And then I researched a bit, and I learned a bit about St. John's, and and history, and all these like beautiful areas here. And of course, I got curious to come here to see all of this. Like to
And what's your
to meet people.
what's your first
and-
impression on the place after being here? Did you go to Twillingate and see the icebergs?
Yes, I did.
You did?
Yeah,
so
I
you
went
took
to
that in, yeah.
Twillingate. I went to Bonavista.
Yeah.
Like I didn't even plan to go to Bonavista, but then because I was not really, I didn't do like that much research as I normally do. But then like once I was on the road to Twillingate, people started talking about it, and I saw, there are puffins, there are these like kind of fake penguins. or
Did you have
something
any
else.
funny people pick you up?
Oh, you maybe? I don't know.
I just think because like Newfoundlanders, man, like Newfoundland's.
Oh yes. I
it's
did
full
some.
of characters,
I did
man. Like,
some fun. Yeah, I had some funny people picking me up, and
yeah.
like it was interesting that I struggled with their accent, especially older people. Like they were saying something that I couldn't really.
I can't imagine.
I didn't really want to reply instead of okay, yeah, all right, yeah, because I was like,
But that man,
I didn't really understand all the mumbling.
You got picked up by somebody from Bonavista that brought you to Bonavista. If they were from Bonavista, like if you could understand.
Oh, there
them, I
was
would have
one.
been
There was one
amazed.
guy who picked me from Bonavista. I think I understood 60% of what he was saying.
Incredible. That's amazing. Those
Amazing that many.
There's people here in Newfoundland that can't understand 60% of what people say from Bonavista.
yeah.
My mother's side of the family's from down that way. I got relatives and family from down that way, and like aunts and uncles and cousins. And sometimes I don't know what the fuck they're saying sometimes. So, like,
yeah. So
it's definitely an interesting spot. Twilligate's actually gotten very touristy because of all the icebergs and stuff, right?
yes,
It's like
yes,
iceberg
yes.
capital of the planet or something.
Yeah. I was lucky to see one iceberg before it melted. I mean, it was close to the.
Yeah, they
shore
get
and
some
stuff,
monster ones down there if you get them at the right time.
Yeah.
Like April,
Yep,
May.
I think
they
so.
get
Yeah.
big ones.
Yeah, I didn't know that. Otherwise, I would have came earlier.
No, but you came at a good time. You don't want to be in Newfoundland, April, or May, man. It sucks here. Then you like even June, like July, August, September. That's when you want to be in Newfoundland mostly. Like the weather on this island is bad, but when it's good, it's the best. That's what like a lot of us say here. Like Newfoundland, when it's bad, it's the worst, and when it's good, it's the best.
Yes,
And it's
yes,
a
I
lo-
can
and
I can
Newfoundlanders
agree
have-
that. Yeah.
Yeah, Newfoundlanders have very much a love-hate relationship.
Yes, I mean
with
the weather is
and
the weather is strange, but it's
Yeah.
probably much better than if I would be here like in other months or something.
Yeah, no,
So-
you came there at the right time. A lot of tourists come here in May because, like, May is summertime most places. So it's like,
Okay.
oh, it's summertime. We're gonna go there in the summertime, but May here is not a good month, generally speaking.
Mhm.
It's like you
Yeah.
don't want to come May.
I think
Lots
there's
of
a
people want to
different-
come here in June. Lots of
yeah.
times, like you want to.
I
Like,
think there is a different definition of summertime here. I mean,
absolutely
from what
man.
summertime is
Yeah.
for me. But yeah, I mean, like, yeah. I
Man,
mean,
so you went there. So you would have. Did you stop in the Corner Brook at all, or did you just keep on going to Twillingate from Port Basque?
I kept going. I just stepped in.
Yeah.
I just stopped in Steadybrook to see
Steadybrook.
this
Beautiful
this
little town.
small waterfall.
Yep.
Then I continued.
Yeah,
So,
Steadybrook's beautiful, man.
Yeah, it's
I
it's
love
nice.
Steadybrook. Yeah.
I was thinking, yeah, maybe I should have stopped, but yeah. I
Wait till you
might,
get to Grossmoor, man. Grossmoor, that's like our little that's our little proud spot. Like we're as Islanders here in Newfoundland, like we're
Yes, I'm looking
we're very proud
forward.
of Grossmoor
I'm
Hill
looking
here. It's-
forward
it's a,
to
it's a very beautiful part of the
be
island.
there like for a couple of days maybe and do some hiking. And,
Yeah.
after that I'll go to Labrador.
Yeah.
Well, I'll go to St. Anthony's. I don't know. And
Yeah.
to
Woody
Labrador.
Point, Tablelands, Norris Point, Rocky Harbor, all them little areas.
Mhm.
Awesome.
Interesting.
Yeah, great, beautiful little spot, great scenery, good people. You're saying you like to hike a lot.
Yes.
You're gonna love the hiking.
Yeah, I'm
up
looking
there.
forward to it.
Yeah, man.
Cool.
Yeah, I noticed that you said on the drive here the other night that your favorite country was Indonesia. Is that what you said?
Yes, one of my favorite countries. I would definitely say Indonesia.
So there's pyramids, right, in Indonesia? Is there pyramids
They
Like deep
say
into the
there
woods and
are
stuff, isn't there?
some sort of undiscovered pyramids, like maybe
And
Gunung-
newly
yeah,
discovered
Gunung
ones,
Padang, maybe.
Did you see
like,
any when you were there?
No, it's kind of still. Well, there are some pyramids, like I don't know what you consider as a pyramid, but they say there is one,
Right.
one of the oldest pyramids, but it's not being excavated yet.
No, yeah. I've been reading about that. I'm
But
fascinated with all
yeah,
these
but there are
pyramids.
some. There are many. There are a lot of heritage sites from times of Buddhism and Hinduism.
Yeah.
So there are some really fascinating temples. There is the largest Buddhist temple in the world, being in Indonesia. Like called Borobudur.
Okay.
And this is one of the most amazing places I've seen there. But
Wow.
regardless of that, I mean, there are many other places people don't know about. And I mean, what I like about country, is that people don't take life too serious. Like they're enjoying the present and they're being happy with whatever is given to them. And this is what I believe how life should be lived.
Same.
Because. We
You could die any day, man.
yeah, we take a lot of things for granted that are given to us that many other people in the rest of the world they don't have. All of us have something that somebody else doesn't have. So like instead of wasting our energy chasing forever for something that we don't have, we should, I mean, it's not wrong to chase what we don't have. I mean, we can maybe get something a little bit more. But with I would say we should pay more attention on what we have and to appreciate much more what we have, because every day I mean there is something beautiful in every day. There is something to appreciate in every day, whether it's food or a place to see or something to admire or just a simple friendship, just a simple interaction with people. It's something very important in life, like that. And that's also what many people have, they have it missing, sometimes people forget about the basic human values.
Couldn't agree more, man.
And
And it's so easy enough to get caught up into it, Like I understand how it happens.
Yes. We live in materialistic world.
Yeah,
In some countries, you can feel it more. In some countries, you feel it less.
of course.
But it's very important that people appreciate each other, and that we try to understand each other, even if we have some differences.
Absolutely. Yeah, man. It's like that's like I mean, I don't live as free of a life as you do, but I do live. I feel quite free. like I quit my day job 9 years ago, and I feel like for the last 9 years, I've been as like I feel quite free and liberated, and I travel the country every year, and I'm getting outside the country. Like last year, I got to Ireland and I got to Thailand, and I was on a cruise, and that went to like 5 different countries there, and plus America. So I don't know, I was like 7 or 8, I guess 7 or 8 countries last year, and like I've never been happier. Like and like every time I'm on the road and I meet new people and I connect with people and build relationships and friendships and even just moments, and it's just like it always feels like like this is what I don't know. It feels like this is what it's all about, Not
Yeah,
being locked in some 9 to 5 with
exactly.
and some job.
Exactly. We should also like find time to appreciate, these kind of things.
Yeah,
And like, it's very interesting, some people who pick me up, like, they stopped on some viewpoints, like for me to take pictures. And then I can see that they are seeing these places from different perspective.
Yeah.
They didn't really give much value to this place because they're passing there like back and forth. But, like if somebody else from some other place come to appreciate you, you start seeing them with different, eyes.
yeah,
And like, many times it happened to me, like, when I showed my city to my guests, like I would go to same places, but for me it would be different because I would appreciate because they appreciate, like, and it's something, like we all have something that we can share, like with someone to
yeah.
appreciate it more, I think.
Have you? It must be fascinating. So you say you have 6.5 languages. What are the languages?
I can speak Spanish, Russian, French, Indonesian, Serbian, and English. I mean, and I'm learning Arabic.
Really?
It's a bit, but Indonesian I haven't spoken for like 10 years.
Did you start
So I've
learning?
been, like,
Did you start learning these like a lot of these on your travels?
yes, yeah. Like I mean, most of the things, like it's easier to pick up with
Being around.
people. Like I learned Spanish in a few months just by being in Mexico. Because Mexican people, they talk a lot and they keep talking even if you don't understand, and then they repeat questions a few times, so then you have to remember it.
Right.
And
How long were
many
you in
times
Mexico?
I was there for 6 months, and the first 3-4 months I learned it, like, and because Spanish language sounds like quite easy for me to remember. And then, like with Spanish, you find some similarities. For example, with Portuguese, I can understand Portuguese more than I can speak. But I spent 3 months in Angola, and I kind of spoiled my Spanish to get to get used to Portuguese. And then I just remembered a lot of words they would use, like instead of some Spanish words, and I would understand everything. When I have to speak, I just have to, like, I don't know, twist my tongue and some version of Portuguese would come out.
Yeah.
I think. But for example, when I try to learn Arabic is much more difficult language to learn. I try to learn it in Saudi Arabia, and it still takes more time. But my tactic would be, like, just I would ask some of my hosts to give me like a couple of sentences, questions and answers, and then I would just write them to my notebook or whatever. And then once I hitch a ride, then I would just practice with whatever person picks me up. Like, so let's say 3 people pick me up at the same day. I just ask them these questions, and then I remember, like, these questions, and then, like, I try to analyze their answers, and in that way, like, I improved a little bit my Arabic.
Right.
Like, so it's with some other languages was maybe easier. Like there are easier languages to get. I can speak also some basic with Chinese. But I would like to return to China actually to learn it properly because it's very interesting language.
I'm flip-flopping all over here with questions. Have you had fish and chips since you've been to Newfoundland?
Not yet.
You got
actually,
to get the fish and
not
chips,
yet.
man. You got to get the
Yeah,
fish and
maybe.
chips.
Yeah.
And you got to get it with dressing and gravy.
Are there any fish and chips around here? Yeah,
Man, I'll tell you what.
It's-
Like when we leave here, I can bring you the fish and chips.
Okay.
I can bring you.
I've tried fish and chips, I think 15 years ago when I was in England.
Oh my god, dude!
It's like, and I forgot how it tastes. Actually, I forgot. I completely forgot about this.
We are known for our codfish, and like we have
Okay.
amazing fish here.
Okay,
It's one of the few.
I know these people
it's one of
most
the few
eating
pieces of
pizza, so
food. It's one of the few pieces of quality food here that we have that's like actual quality. It's good. Like we're living on a rock in the North Atlantic. Like we're not known for our produce. We're not known for a lot of our different meats, but we are known for our fish. We got excellent.
Yeah, I
codfish.
tried some different fish. I tried this. What is the name? Like I forgot that fish that whales are bringing to the shore. Like like the
Capelin?
Capelin, yeah.
Yeah.
He's a guy like the other day like who went to
Yeah.
fish Capelin.
Yeah.
And he was teaching me how to do. I mean, there's not
That's
much
cool.
techniques of that. I
Where
mean,
was
it's
this?
just-
Bonavista?
It was English Harbor. Yeah, we went
English
together
Harbor?
to English Harbor.
Yeah.
I mean, it was quite fascinating. Like in 20 minutes, he filled like I don't know, like 10 kilos of
it's
this kind
crazy,
of.
man. The Capelin. Did you see any whales?
No, I didn't see any.
No.
But like with Capelin, he gave me some. So then I fried them. It was quite good. So
Have you ever
it's
seen a whale?
really- I've seen them in Mexico, actually. The gray whales.
Okay.
Yeah, I actually hitchhiked a tour boat like that was already full. So I went to see it.
Dude, there's all kinds of whales. You can right now. There's a bunch of spots you can see them from the road in a car. Like they're coming because of the Capelin. So they come because
okay.
the Capelin are running.
Maybe I should pay attention then on.
Yeah, a lot of what's happening with that Capelin is they're running away or swimming away. Sorry, from the whales, right?
Okay, yeah.
So the
yeah.
whales
So
are
they
coming
just-
right into the shore in certain parts, going after the Capelin.
Yeah,
Like
so
all humpback whales and
they escape from one danger to another. Yeah.
yeah.
Not aware they'll be eaten
Yeah.
by human rather than.
But like capelin, like whatever, it's kind of cool. But like a capelin is but like a codfish. Cod is like fresh cod is delicious,
I
man.
don't think I tried codfish.
Oh,
but-
dude, I'll take it for codfish. But this is gonna be this whatever. But again, Newfoundland isn't known big for its food, but there's some things codfish dressing with gravy, like on your French fries. Like that might sound so silly to you, but trust us, it's delicious. And then there's jigs
Well,
dinner. but
I'm
we're not
already
gonna get into
hungry.
that. We're not gonna have time to get you jigs dinner. But I can get you hooked up with fish and chips, dressing, gravy. You got to try that.
Okay,
It's
yeah.
like one of the only places in the world you can get it is right here.
Okay.
Like that does it.
I'm
Yeah.
looking forward to it.
Yeah, it's just like breadcrumbs and savory and some stuff. Like it's basic, but we don't understand why it isn't popular everywhere because it is awesome. It's delicious.
Yeah, interesting. Yeah.
Yeah.
Keep that in mind.
By the Beach has phenomenal fish and chips. The Landing has good fish and chips. Just place it in Petty Harbor, Chafes Landing. Awesome fish and chips. There's Duke of Duckworth, Chess's fish and chips. There's all kinds of spots here. So I'll take you to one of them for supper, man. Like it is awesome. I'm assuming. Have you heard of being screeched in?
I've heard that.
You've heard that?
yesterday. Yeah.
It's like a thing here that you say a few things. It's like a little fun thing, and get your certificate. And like now you're an honorary Newfoundlander. And
I've heard about it.
Yeah, it's a bit of a gag, but it's if you're on a tight budget, I don't know if it's that much worth the money. It's a bit of a scam.
I get.
But
So instead of scammed, you say screeched.
yeah,
It's like-
you've been screeched in, yeah. You've been scammed in, yeah.
To be screeched.
You're one of us. Yeah.
It's like, has anyone scammed you? No, they screeched me.
No, it's screeched it. Yeah, it's scam. That's how it works. Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
And then we like to act like you gotta get screeched in. Like you'll talk to the landers like you gotta do it, and then you do it, and we're all like, right, we got your $20.
Yeah.
But it's a whole thing. It's a performance. It is a thing. But yeah, it's been a culture here. Newfoundland is very. Newfoundland has a beautiful culture. There's Canada, as you know. Like Canada's pretty obviously Toronto's very multicultural, and Vancouver has a lot of Asians in it now, and but there's a lot of similarities from Nova Scotia to BC, but Newfoundland is its own, and there's obviously each spot has its own unique thing, but Newfoundland is very much a unique culture compared to the rest of Canada, and so is Quebec, and you'll see that. You'll see that.
All right.
Yeah, but Newfoundland culture, it's like we have our own music, we have our own slang. Like you say, it was tough to understand. But something like that fella Bonavista or wherever it was saying like 60% of what he was saying. Like, and there's like over 100 different like dialects and accents in Newfoundland. There's a lot of slang, but like music and comedy is like a part of culture here.
Nice.
Very
nice.
much.
Interesting.
It's like music and comedy and fishing, hospitality.
Yeah. I mean, like I've been enjoying here quite a lot, and I will try to promote this part of the
Yeah, man.
of the world, like especially like back to Eastern Europe, where we rarely hear about. I mean,
I know.
about these places.
Americans.
It's,
There's the many Americans in the States that don't know about Newfoundland. They're
I'm
just right
sure.
below
I'm
us,
sure.
and they don't
Yeah.
even
I
know
mean, like
it.
we never hear about these places,
Never.
and it's really fascinating. Like I mean, I'm sure, like if people would know about like certain places to see here, they would be interested. They would
Yeah.
definitely come. Like just to mention these icebergs and puffins and whales
Mm-hmm.
and maybe Grossmore and to add some other. Things. I mean, like this scenic drives and stuff.
So-
it's quite nice. I mean,
Yeah,
to
some of
explore.
the
And St. John's is very interesting city. Actually, it has
It is old.
some unique stories to tell.
Absolutely.
If it's I believe every place. If it has a good advertisement, it can draw a lot of tourists, like and stuff. I mean, I've seen some ridiculously pointless places around the world that gets like a lot of people,
Yeah.
based on advertisements. And this place, like like there is so much, to see, and then you could actually get more people around if they would know about.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I find it very interesting for me. Like it's really
Good.
really unique in terms of like landscapes and culture and like also nature. I mean, like I like this wildlife, so it's very. I mean, just puffins itself is like one of the reasons to come.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially if you're into bird. There's a lot of people into bird watching, and that's such a rare bird. And
Yes, it's very very interesting.
yeah,
And
funny enough, some of the things that we're most known for on a global level is connected to absolute tragedy, like legit. So the Titanic,
Oh yes,
right?
Mhm.
So that was off the coast of Newfoundland,
okay.
right? Like we were the closest point of contact
Mm-hmm.
was here. Recently, do you remember that? Did you hear about that submarine? Those few billionaires who went in that little submarine to go try to see the Titanic, and then
Oh, no,
the
no, I-
submarine imploded. There's a Netflix documentary about it now.
I've heard about like some submarine.
It happened
like,
2 years ago.
kind of-
They went down to submarine,
Mhm.
and it was an unregulated submarine tour, and there's billionaires in it. And the submarine
heard
came
about
out,
it,
and they
yeah.
got trapped, and eventually it imploded. And
Yes.
but
I've heard about it, yeah.
that set sail. That left the docks of downtown St. John's just a couple years ago. That was global news. That was right here. And another thing that we're known for, more North America as opposed to outside, but is 9/11. When 9/11 happened,
Mhm.
all the flights that were coming over to North Atlantic
Mhm.
between Europe and North America, they all landed
Oh, here, right?
here, but they landed in Gander, which is central Newfoundland,
Oh, yes.
which is just a little
across
small
Gander.
town, like whatever it is, 6,000, 8,000 people. Like it's a small town. It's
Yes,
not a
yes,
city.
I just crossed it. There was
Yeah.
not
Well, the
much on-
population like over doubled
Oh wow.
when all the planes landed.
Mm-hmm.
And it was such a beautiful story that they made a musical about it.
Oh wow.
And it's on Broadway. It's one of the most successful
Really?
musicals on
Okay,
Broadway.
I didn't
in New
know
York.
that.
It's called Come From Away.
Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah,
called
well,
Come From
I'm
Away.
learning new things every day.
You might be interested, like you're saying. You said you like to watch movies and stuff. On
Yes,
your,
yes.
So if you're like couch surfing or in an Airbnb somewhere or whatever, and you just got some downtime, you might be interested to see if you can find a copy of it online or whatever and watch it. Or if you ever find yourself in New York,
Copy of what?
it's called Come From Away.
Come From Away. Okay.
Come From Away,
Okay.
and that's a bit of an iconic musical. And there's people who come here now because of that musical.
Okay.
They know about Newfoundland because
Mm-hmm.
of that moment.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. So that's
Yeah. People come from all different reasons, I guess.
yeah.
Yeah. But there are definitely more than a dozen reasons to keep people here.
Absolutely. So what we got to now? We're 3. So I got only got a few minutes left on that camera because I was an idiot and didn't delete it. So we'll wrap it up because I'm running out of space on that camera, which makes me upset. But that's it. Um, so you're going through Labrador. You're gonna go to northern Newfoundland,
Hmm.
and then you're gonna go up through Labrador.
Yes.
I'm
going to-
so interested, like, to hear about your hitchhiking and your talk to Labrador, because Labrador, I was telling you on the job a few days, is one of the most raw, untouched places left on the planet.
Mhm.
It's
Yeah, I'm
and
quite
it's not.
curious.
There's like I said, there's very few places on the planet that's like Labrador. And
So that means that people who are driving long way, they will need a company, right? It will
that's
be
right.
easy
So
to
that-
find a
yes, that's
ride.
right. Yes, that's right.
I assume.
That's such a great attitude. Yeah, man. So like, it's. I hope they pick you up. I'll tell you what. I'll get this.
Yeah,
edited
otherwise
up.
they'll have
Well,
to sing with with themselves, right?
Yeah, well, listen, I'll have this edited and uploaded before you get there, and I'll put that out. Like, listen, guys, you see this guy? Pick him up. You know, like,
Yeah, I
and
hope
hopefully
so,
that helps
yeah.
you get picked up. You know,
I'm also looking for hosts if somebody's watching this over there. Yeah.
yeah. I don't know how much couch surfing is going on in Labrador.
There's no
man.
couch surfing, yeah.
Yeah.
But I hope that I'll reach.
You'll
some
see,
people
man.
and
What a
stuff, and yeah.
unique place on the planet you're going, man. And I look forward to when you're done, when you get to Quebec, and then I guess from Quebec you're going to Ontario. I'm
Yes,
guessing?
yes, correct. Mhm.
So I can't wait to just touch base with you in a couple weeks to send you a message on Facebook and be like, tell me about your thoughts on
Sure,
Labrador.
absolutely,
And,
yeah.
you know, I want to hear what your thoughts are on it all. And so you're going across. Are you planning to go right to BC?
Yes,
And you go to Vancouver Island?
yes.
You got to go to Vancouver Island, man. Oh,
Yeah, I will. Yeah.
Oh,
I'll be
it's
in
stunning.
Canada. I'll be in Canada until it gets cold. Then I'm off.
And what's the plan then?
I don't plan that far in advance, but it's too many.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll probably go back to the States for a little bit to complete my circle from BC to California, where I've been before. So I add another line.
Try to get mugged again?
I'll try not to this time.
Have you been to Texas?
Yes, I've been to Texas.
What's
Yeah.
your thoughts on Texas? Because I've never
Well,
been, and I'd love to go.
The first thing about Texas now, like I remember one bulldog running after me to bite me, actually, like in some village of Texas. I don't know why. Yeah, he didn't bite. Yeah, but he didn't bite me at the end.
Was it like down at like a ranch, a farm, or something somewhere? Or?
No, it was a city, but like I guess like the bulldog just escaped, and I was like, from
What
somebody's
city
yard.
was it, do you know?
It was in outskirts of San Antonio. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I went to in Texas. I went to Houston, which I didn't really like much, honestly, except the barbecue was nice.
Nice.
San Antonio was a very nice place, I remember, and El Paso was also a really interesting place to see. Rio Grande, where I got so much disappointed because there was nothing of Rio Grande. It was just an empty river.
Yeah.
When you think Rio Grande, the Grand River, like from all these Western movies, imagining, wow, I will see Rio Grande. I was just walking in Rio Grande, in something that was supposed to be water. But
I'm guessing you changed it to Grand Canyon. You've seen that?
Yes. I've seen
Yeah.
Grand Canyon. Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't seen it yet.
Well, now they're increasing like national park fees, for foreigners. So hurry up before that happens, I guess. Yeah.
So stupid, man.
Yeah.
Have you been to Alaska?
No, not yet. I mean, like
Do you want to get there?
I would like to go there, but by the time I reach BC, it will be already
Too
like,
cold.
Too cold.
Yeah.
So, but I will see if it's not that cold. I would like to see Alaska.
Do you have? You said you don't think that far ahead, which I love because you're living in the moment. But
Mm.
is it on your agenda or your radar? Would you like to say you visit every country? Is that your goal?
Not really.
or
No, I would. I'm not really interested in visiting every country in the world. I'm not really, so to say, like checklist traveler.
Right. Is
I
there,
like to see things that are on my way,
Yeah.
that are nearby the places that I visit, but I wouldn't go like 1,000, 2,000 kilometers just to check off one place
Fair.
of the world. If they're on the way and they're not like that much of a of a trouble to visit. I would like to visit, and I would rather, like to visit like different provinces of one country and see the differences. For example, I sometimes see much more differences within one country itself than what I would see like with some neighbor countries. Like for me, for example, China is a very fascinating country. I would go back there like few more times to see, because there are so many
much
China
to see.
is so diverse that people are not aware of that. Like, it's there's so many small worlds within one country, and I'm sure also in Canada there are like a lot of places like that as well. And I enjoyed exploring Colombia for 1 year while I lived there. Like, it was so amazing, like, and
I've heard great things
I
about
like these
Colombia.
kind of small places that are different communities, rather than just going somewhere and seeing a capital of whatever country.
Yeah.
It's like I like this kind of authentic places. Let's say I like places that have some historical significance. Like I like places that have like something unique about themselves. Like something that, for example, Middle East is very beautiful to explore, because I like ancient history. So I like places that are like 2,000-3,000 years old, and you're just there, like with all this like these pyramids in Egypt, or like Petra in Jordan.
What's your
or, like,
thoughts on the
other-
pyramids in Egypt? I'm guessing you've
Well,
seen
it's,
them.
it's fascinating,
Yeah.
like it was really amazing to see them, like, and there are many other places, there are these rock-hewn churches in Ethiopia, called Lalibela, that are, for me, they were like really impressive, like, it was something like wow, like. And then Ethiopia itself, it has so many amazing places within the country that can keep you busy for a couple of months to visit. I would actually like to return to Ethiopia, because there are some places I haven't
Have
been
you heard
to.
of Graham Hancock? Graham Hancock. You should look him up if you like ancient history. So he studies ancient history. He's written books about it. He's been on Joe Rogan podcast several times, talking about his different findings and stuff. This guy, man, he's fascinating with studying ancient history. And now there's this new site. I believe it's in Turkey, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, Turkey is one of the most beautiful countries to explore, I would say.
Yeah.
In terms of ancient history.
I'm gonna butcher this, man. Globeki Tepe,
Mhm.
I think is what it's called. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I'll figure it out. I'll send it to you. It's like they just recently found it, and it's believed to be like 3 to 4 times older than the pyramids in Egypt. Like forever they thought the pyramids in Egypt were the oldest things. Well, this is 3 to 4 times older than the pyramids in Egypt. They just found it within the last year or two. It's insane. You'll love it. If
Well,
you
yeah,
like
definitely. I would be interested. Yeah,
You will be, yeah.
I'll try to
And
do
Graham
that.
Hancock talks all about that, and yeah, you'll love
Yeah,
it.
I like learning about these such places and seeing them. It's something like quite amazing being in some of the places like that. And
Yeah.
well, there are a lot of things. Yeah.
Well, man, I think it's so cool that you came here, to be so well traveled and to come here.
Well, thank you for inviting me. I mean, I hope
man.
I hope maybe
Thanks
my
for
example
coming,
can
man.
inspire some people, like to do something to do something different. I mean, like I would say, like you don't really have to do any traveling or whatever, but there are many people who are not self-confident to do a first step to do something else they like, and maybe my example can inspire such people,
Yeah.
I like to believe that,
You should have like a travel vlog or something.
Well, maybe. I don't really like holding my phone and talking
But
to
I get it.
people
Yeah,
all the
you're
time.
so. I know, man. I struggle with it too. Like I want to get into vlogging so much more, but then I also get like someone to like I need a second person with me, follow me around.
Yes,
because
yes.
because I like just.
Well, if I find some second person who can follow me with that, yeah, sure. You will have some. I'll bring you to stories. Yeah, if you're looking at this, yeah, you can just follow me with equipment, and then I'll make stories for you.
Yeah. Right.
I already have like some insane stories. Like that can be like really funny. I mean, especially if they're documented and stuff. And yeah.
What's your most insane story?
I traveled through Afghanistan 12 years ago by pretending to be deaf and mute local.
Wait, what?
Yeah, there were some areas, they were kind of, how to say, they were a little bit dangerous to cross, like because I was traveling by road from Serbia to China, and I had to cross through Afghanistan. So there was one section of like maybe 1,400 kilometers I had to cross, and these places were a little bit dangerous at that time. Like so. Local people told me that I look like one of them, like I look like Afghan. So I asked them, okay, just give me a clothes and then I will just be deaf and mute and dumb, and I was just, and there were some checkpoints along the way. And whenever they would approach me, I would be like, oh, oh, oh.
No
So I traveled by bus to that section. So like one of the guys that came with me and told the bus driver, this is my cousin, take care of him. He's a bit dumb and deaf. And yeah, then people were feeling sorry for me. They would say like, oh, poor guy, he's a deaf, give him something to eat. And so I would be like, oh, oh, oh. And it worked. Nothing happened to me. So then after that, like I continued my hitchhiking journey. I went further. I went to Tajikistan, Kyrgyzstan, Kazakhstan. Eventually I reached China. From China, from the west, I crossed maybe 10 provinces in China until I reached Yellow Sea. And yeah, this was in 2012. And I stayed in China. I found a job there eventually. I worked there a couple of months. Then I continued going down south to Southeast Asia. I traveled like to Laos, Thailand, Myanmar, and then I moved to Indonesia because I found now my ex-girlfriend who lives there. Then I lived in Indonesia for a year and a half. Then I traveled the rest of Southeast Asia, and then after some years I returned to China again. Then I explored East Asia like Korea, Japan, Taiwan, Philippines, and stuff. And I didn't realize how much I spent like 5 years in Asia without in a blink of an eye. I didn't notice. Wow. I didn't really plan to travel that long, but I kept like just going on, like traveling. Eventually, like my budget would go down. I would eventually find some jobs. In China, it was not so difficult finding like teaching jobs and stuff. And I would collect so many stories along the way. There were really interesting stories, like from that journey, and in Philippines, when I reached Philippines, I bought a motorbike and I crossed the whole Philippines by motorbike, like 8,000 kilometers and stuff. And then eventually I returned in 2017. I returned from Asia, but Asia is a continent that I kept missing. It's maybe my favorite continent.
Yeah, I get that, man.
It's really, really interesting.
It's a special...
besides that, after that, I traveled like 3 years from North to South America. Then 3 years I spent in Africa, 1 year in the Middle East. And now I'm back to North America to continue, all these journeys I haven't been to. But if there is a place I would like to return and, like explore it more and maybe live, it would be definitely Asia, and probably Indonesia is a place I would like to stay longer.
Yeah. Cambodia. Spent time there?
Yes. It's a country that's everyone should visit at least once in their life because of, if not for anything else, then for Angkor Wat, which is probably the most beautiful ancient structure that I have ever seen. Angkor Wat. It's like ancient temple. You would need like a couple of days to explore it. How big is it and how impressive it is? And you're just standing there. Like you can't believe. Like I'm sure like many people don't. Well, it's a well-known place, but probably there are still many people who don't know about it. Like this is like, if there is one reason to go to Asia, just go to see Angkor Wat. Then you can go to Thailand,
So just for like the inside, of the building is just, and I guess
this is a massive temple complex. That was an ancient city before, and it's so well preserved and so fascinating between all this jungle, and overgrown with trees, and it looks like from a looks like from a fairy tale or something. All these ancient temples, the from the old times and stuff.
If I get back that way, I'll have to check that out.
Definitely.
Yeah.
But ask me.
I hear Cambodia is a wild country, though. It's kind of a bit wild, is it not?
Oh, in which way?
Just just the stuff you see, like the
Yes, I mean, like, yeah, it's a nice country. I mean, people are kind and friendly. I mean, you should be sometimes careful not to get scammed. Some call it Cambodia.
scam. Oh,
For
yeah,
that. But
yeah.
in general, it's a nice place to travel. I also stayed in many Buddhist monasteries overnight and made friends with monks, and it was also like other part of my journey that I really enjoy. This kind of side, like you get connected to local culture through the local religion and stuff, and you learn a little bit about their way of life and view and stuff. It's very interesting.
Right.
I
That's
mean,
awesome, man. That is awesome. I look forward to checking it out, and if I get back that way or
yeah. I mean,
anywhere else, I think
I could talk until tomorrow, but there is something to see in every place.
I know, and I could
It's-
listen to it, man. That's why I asked. I was like, "Would you come over and do a podcast with me?" Because I'm all ears when it comes to this stuff, and I think it's fascinating, man. To go to see the world the way that you have seen it, just kind of going with your gut, listening to, and like not planning too far ahead, and just always being in the moment and figure out what's next once it feels right to figure out what's next, and doing it all through hitchhiking and couch surfing, man. It's and you're a sensible guy. You're a sensible guy. Like it's you're
Yeah,
you're a bit of a rare person, I think, and it's cool.
I don't know. I got much more patient and tolerant with journeys,
Of course,
and maybe also with age. I think also Indonesia made me much more as a patient person and try to be more understanding towards different people and like
yeah,
and not be judgmental. Like because I think it's important that we accept like other people for who they are and
agreed.
not overjudge for things we don't understand because people have like different lifestyle.
And so much of racism is rooted in ignorance, and once you get to know,
Unfortunately, yes,
yeah,
that's true.
right, and
I
once
think
you,
ignorance causes racism.
Yeah.
Everything that's, I mean, people see different. They are not completely, comfortable with.
you're right, but once
it
once
should
you're
be.
once you're not ignorant to the
I believe that education would cure ignorance, especially like I think if education would be reformed in some way and then in a schools, like would be we would learn about our differences, about different ways how people live, and and once we are exposed to these kind of differences, like we approach them with open mind, maybe we would be nicer to each other. We would avoid so many conflicts, which happens like I don't know, I due to ignorance. I
Yeah,
believe.
man.
I don't know.
So I think the cure to the world is to, overcome ignorance and pick up hitchhikers.
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah.
I say that for you.
Yeah.
So make sure
Yes,
you pick them
I-
up. You see? No, I told some people
Yeah, I
like I
think-
pick up hitchhikers. They're like, you did what? I'm like, yeah, it's fine. Like, I'll pick up hitchhikers from time to time, and yeah, don't be so terrified and scared all the time. You don't know who you might meet. And
Yeah, I
most
mean,
people
like,
are good. Most
yeah,
people in your travels have
of
been good.
course, yeah, absolutely. I mean, like, people, so sometimes people come with prejudice. Oh, who is this person? But I mean, you never get to know someone until you met them. I mean, everyone is potential friend until you
That's it.
like
Yeah, man.
give him a chance.
Well, dude, thanks so much for coming by. Thanks so
Well,
much for sharing your stories
Thank
and your
you. Thank you
insights.
for inviting me. I'm happy to be here. Like, I'm happy if I was able to maybe inspire someone, whoever
Maybe inspire some
wants to travel in a different way. I mean, like, at least for a little bit.
Maybe inspire some people to come to Newfoundland. Check it out.
Yes, definitely. I would highly recommend Newfoundland as a destination.
Yeah.
So if you come to North America, yeah, come to Newfoundland. And if you come to Europe, come to Serbia. We are also a nice country.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have actually a lot of amazing things to visit. Serbia is like we have like a lot of ancient things. Like in my city is called Niš. It's a third largest city in Serbia, and it's a place where Constantine the Great, the Roman emperor, was born.
Really?
Yeah, so we do have some Roman history there. Then we have Byzantine history. Then we have like medieval Slavic history, castles, fortresses, monasteries from 12th century, 13th
Is that why
century.
you are so fascinated with ancient history? Do you think? Because of your?
Yes and no.
Yeah.
I mean, there is much more ancient history. Well, there is ancient
But I
history
mean,
all over
that's
Europe.
pretty old history.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it is something fascinating and admirable, like. But I would say Serbia is a very interesting melting point between East and West. Like it's a little bit different than traditional Europe that you would come to visit, and there is also nothing like. It's still not like Asia or Middle East, but it's something like very, very interesting, like as how to say, transition if you're going between Europe and Asia. It's a very nice place to visit
Yeah.
and to explore, and yeah.
Well, if I hit up Serbia, I'll
Yeah.
hit yourself up and see if you're there. You probably meet some other country somewhere, but yeah, no, I think it's great. It's too bad you were here a little bit longer. Could get you down to the rooms. I'm assuming you didn't get into the rooms.
I didn't get there yet. Yeah,
because it's full of
yes. I'm
history
sure. Yeah, I'm
and
sure it
man,
can be interesting.
because St. John's and Newfoundland is so like they say St. John's is the oldest city in North America,
Mhm.
and then Lance Meadows, where you're going to be going now when you go up north of
where the
Newfoundland.
Vikings land.
Vikings,
Yeah.
right? Like it's some of the people come from all around the world to study that. People who
That's
are fascinated
interesting.
by the
Yeah,
Viking
yeah.
culture, and so it's all
I'm very
kinds
much
of
interested
history.
to see it and to learn a little bit about this place as well.
Yeah, a lot of history here. Very old place, and
Nice.
yeah.
Well, yeah. Thank you so much for inviting me.
Yeah.
It's yeah.
Absolutely, brother.
I'm very happy to.
I wish you nothing but the best in all your travels.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, and this was a pleasure, man. And may our paths cross again, man. Hopefully, maybe someday.
I hope so.
Yeah. All right, cheers, brother.
Thank you.
Tell